you have an early release. It's more than likely affecting your strike, and it's definitely reducing your club head speed through impact, which is limiting how far you hit the ball. Very simply, to see an early release, we will generally look at the swing from face on, and we will notice that we're creating angles with the wrists as we swing back, and then we are undoing those angles before we reach impact, so too early into the downswing. If we look at impact, instead of having the hands forward in the example of an iron, we would have the hands further back with a vertical shaft, or potentially even the shaft leaning backwards. Now, as a general rule, an early release is there for a reason, and it's compensating for another swing fault that we have. And it's usually worth finding out what that swing fault is, as you have to fix them together. However, if we focus just on the early release, one of the best ways to work on it is to actually use a stick as opposed to a golf club. The reason for that is that a stick is much lighter, which means it can move faster. And when it's moving fast, we can very clearly hear it. So we can hear when the stick is traveling at its fastest. When someone with an early release swings a stick, what you'll always find is that the loud swoosh happens early in the downswing and that there's very limited follow through. This is because there isn't the weight of the club head dragging us through to a finish. So the stick is doing exactly what we tell it to. It's speeding up early and then stopping early too. So the trick here is going to be getting the swoosh later in the swing. If we take one hand off, in my case I would take my left hand as I'm right hand dominant, swing to the top, create the angle in the wrist, now bring the hand down so that I can get it above the golf ball but without losing the angle in the wrist. This means I'm using the body turn and lowering my arm to get the stick into a position where I can then release it. And because the stick is moving slowly, the backswing and the downswing are silent. From here, when I release the stick, there's the swoosh. And the swoosh is happening target side of the golf ball. If we do it in stages, it's going to be up to the top and down and stop. So that's one move. And that's the silent part. And then we try and make some noise by accelerating the stick. If you can do it in two moves, then it's time to put it together and make a swing. So without a pause, we want a silent backswing, a silent downswing, and then a loud follow through. Once you've felt this with a stick, it's time to use a golf club. But the golf club is much heavier, so we have to be very careful. If we try and put the same amount of speed into the golf club as we do with a stick, we are likely to cause an injury. So first, we want to do everything very, very slowly. Take your setup, same as before, make a backswing and a downswing and stop. The hands are in front of you, above the golf ball, and the club shaft is still parallel to the ground. From here, we release it with the hands. So we're focusing on the feeling of having very passive hands on the way down and then very active hands on the way through. Slow first and then fast. And if it feels okay with a pause, remove the pause. And again, we're trying to get a little bit of a swoosh after impact and the feeling of quiet hands on the way down and fast hands, active hands on the way through. And if that feels okay, it's time to hit some shots. Again, start slow, have a few practice swings, and hit some shots. If it's working, add some speed until you get to your normal full speed.